Because, as I'm going to mention in every video,
apparently,
is, it's the neck issue. Hi, I'm Melanie.
I'm Molly.
I told Molly to get her curling iron, and I have brought my hot rollers. So I wanted to talk about the difference in generations on the rollers versus the curling iron. And is that a curling iron? That's not a curling iron, really.
This is a wand.
A wand.
And it's Numi. That's the brand. I don't know how big the barrel is.
And I think I have one of those.
You probably do.
But it takes me forever. The history for me on rolling hair was, I think in the 70s when I would have been a teenager, first the style was just straight as a board hair, and there wasn't straighteners that I remember. At least we didn't know anything about straighteners. And the way I blow dried my hair is we had a wall heater, and when I discovered that I could get out of the shower and I could go put my head in front of the wall heater and I did my brush, that's how I dried my hair. Otherwise, I don't remember us having blow dryers or anything until probably...
How did your mom do it?
That was back when a lot of the women her age, they went to the beauty shop like once a week or maybe even more. But my mother didn't go to the beauty shop. She did her own, but she washed her hair, shampooed it, then she stuck it in these little pink plasticky rollers, and then she stuck a clip in it, and then it just air dried.
Okay.
And then when she took it down, she'd do the whatever and then spray it. But in the 70s, I'm thinking I remember teachers and all, they still had kind of the beehives and stuff. But the younger generation, like my 7th grade picture, which is horrible, we parted our hair down the middle, and then you wanted it to be as straight as it could be. And my hair was not straight. It was always just kind of a little frizzed. So it wasn't a good look for me. So in your teenage years, and then as it progressed, then we did have a blow dryer, and then came the wonderful hot rollers.
I have hot rollers, and that's what I used.
You do use them?
And that's what I used when I was younger.
Yeah, probably
because of you.
Yeah, because that's what
But once straighteners did come along that were more popular. I remember going to camp one year, and I didn't really know how to straighten my hair, and I would just kind of run it through. And then I think maybe some of the girls, or there was a couple of girls who were like, hey, let's straighten your hair for fun. And I didn't realize how straight my hair could get. And I watched them how they separated it. And I was like, oh. And so my hair was just straight as could be. But I prefer curly hair.
Yeah.
Even though I used to straighten it a lot, now I prefer curly hair.
Well, I think straight hair is really pretty. The older I get, the less comfortable I am in just wearing board straight.
Well, it's not always super flattering.
Because, as I'm going to mention in every video,
apparently,
is, it's the neck issue. And so if you've got long straight hair and then you're,
it just frames it.
And, I'm 58, and so your face starts kind of melting downward. Well, then if your hair is just straight as a board, then I think it can age you a bit.
Curls will kind of help soften and...
and detract. And here's the other thing. I don't want to be one of those people. Like, I've got this long brownish, blondish, whatever it is, and be one of those people where someone comes up behind you and they see your hair, and then when you turn around and they're like, oh my gosh, that's an old woman. Today, I thought what we're going to do is I'm going to roll my hair, and you're going to do this thing. And see,
I just hope I don't elbow you.
Well, I'll move over. But that just takes me forever, and I have to be thinking geometrically in my mind. And that's not the way I think.
It can be tricky to get used to at first, and I haven't done it in a while, so I'm sure I'm not as fast.
So we can demonstrate. Now, I don't know if the camera will pick up. Will it pick this up? Let's see. Oh. Oh, I don't want anybody to see how dirty it is. But these are my hot rollers, these are Remington. And I think this is the second set I've been through of these. And when I say second set, I mean probably in 20 years, because your daddy bought me a hot roller set one time. Isn't that funny thing that he bought?
Mm-hmm.
And you want me to do mine where it's really curlier, or just usually I put 4 or 5 in and that's it.
That's all?
Yeah. But
Well, no wonder it
I'll
didn't
do-
take you long at all.
but I'll do it. I'll
But
do
you
it
have
curlier.
really thick hair too, which surprises me that you'd be able to pull that off.
All right. So I'll do it. Normally I just put 4 or 5 and it takes me like 3 minutes, and then I put on my makeup. But I'll do it where it's curlier. Okay. So anyway, your dad bought me a hot roller set, and I think it was at Sears of all places, and it just lasted forever. And so when it finally pooped out, I got online and found me another Sears set.
Really?
Yeah. And it's called Remington. So I don't think it's
Well, it's not like Sears specific.
so on hot roller sets there's but there's small, medium, and large rollers, and I mainly use the mediums, but I'm going to use a lot today, so it'll be really curly. The other day, Bob was in the bathroom and I was rolling my hair, and he asked me this, because I don't know if y'all can see this, but on my side ones, I roll it, and then right at the end, I flip it where it goes sideways. And Bob, who is very observant on things like that, said, "Why do you flip those side ones? Why do you flip them sideways at the last minute?" I was like, "See how I do like that?"
Uh-huh.
And I think why I do it. You want to know?
Why?
Because it's all about Farrah Fawcett in the... Remember, well, you don't see Charlie's Angels?
No, I know what do you call it though?
Wings.
The wings that would come out.
Yes. And
Yeah.
so I still think I do the wing thing. So I'm rolling it down and I go, whoop.
Yeah, I never do. Whenever I do roll my hair, and I still do from time to time because it is a really pretty softer curl. I don't flip them like that. It's
So-
weird doing it like this. I brought a mirror because I didn't want to burn myself.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
it's easy to do with
Yeah,
these.
yours are more dangerous.
Now, Mom and I both have these things that we call our poofs, and her mom, I call her Camo.
Uh-huh.
She had poofs as she got older, and these things cannot be tamed. I wake up in the morning, and sometimes the first thing Jonathan sees is a messy bun on my head, and these just sticking straight out.
Your poofs.
My poofs. I guess I'm not keeping up with you very well. My
Well,
poofs
it doesn't take me
distracted
long
me.
to do this. Normally, I would have already had it done, but I'm going to use more rollers than usual.
There was a viral video that went around
Yeah.
of this cute little blonde girl wanding her hair.
Oh, I think I know what you're going to say.
You've seen it? And she held the wand on there for so long, and she must have had thinner hair, and it just burnt
Burnt
off.
it. Yeah, I've watched that, and just her facial expression. She was just
Shock.
She was shocked, and that would be quite the shock. The worst thing I did was one time I had to run to pack and mail. Now this was back in the 80s, where the big hair was really in. And do you remember this part right here just kind of saluted? You know, people just... Do you remember that? Was that the 80s, where this part, you just tried to get everything as high as you could?
I mean, I've seen pictures, I think.
All right, so I had some roller in my hair, you know, because I would roll this up so it would do the current end thing of saluting. And I remember going to pack and mail, and when I got home, I looked in the mirror, caught a glimpse of myself, and I had that roller just all close to my hair was
my.
fixed, and there's that roller. That's just the way life is.
Now, I don't always wand up to my roots. I try not to, but once I get going, it just kind of happens.
I just don't like spending that much time on frou-frou stuff.
But I like these curls better.
But you're much faster than I would ever have imagined.
But that also took practice.
Yeah.
And I rarely do my very end. Some people put on the glove and they really make sure they get the end, and I don't mess with that.
No, if there's a glove involved, I'm probably steering clear.
Ooh, this is making me hot.
Oh, is it?
Is that another downside of...
I don't know, because some people talk about this bothering them, about hot rollers being on their head.
Well, hot rollers on my ears, that's what gets me. I end up getting toilet paper and shoving it underneath because it burns my ears.
I've ever had to do that.
Your ears are so used to it by now.
Well, probably.
Your days of sitting in front of that heater.
Because if I started rolling my hair, say in the ninth grade, that is a long time ago. That is the 70s. So 70s to 2000, say that's 30 years, and then 20. My goodness, that's 50 years of
rolling your hair.
Of rolling my hair.
Yeah.
So, but this is my preferred method. Usually when I'm at home, I'll leave it in 20-30 minutes, but I'm not going to on this deal because we don't need to sit here for that long, and I don't know what more I can say about hair.
I like hair.
Hair is good.
When I worked for Scott, when I ended up quitting that job because we got busy, building homes.
Yeah.
But when he was doing like a little goodbye kind of thing, he said, "I just never knew what hairstyle Molly was going to have."
You do have a lot of...
When I walked into the office, I just recently chopped my hair off about 9 to 10 inches or so.
Because usually her hair is longer than mine.
Yes. So it was very long. And then I need to get Hattie's hair cut.
So who were like the celebrities of the day that had the hair that you looked at?
Well, I remember Jennifer Aniston having a really, what do you call it? Just an iconic hairstyle that people loved.
I'm trying to think the name of it, but it was like long layers or long bob.
Well, I remember going to get my hair cut, and I said, "I just want one layer." And that lady just was like, "You don't just want one layer." And I said, "Yes, I do. I want it to flip, and then I want the bottom layer to flip up, down, up." And so she did something. I don't know if she ended up totally doing what I asked, but I remember that being iconic, and now I would never do that.
What I remember is when you were a kid, when we moved out to the country, and there was a little beauty shop that someone had in a portable building.
Was it a terrible haircut?
Yes.
It was a terrible haircut.
Well, I didn't think it was terrible. I thought it was cute. But the lady cut your hair, and then you looked in the mirror, and you know how you're kind of a quick crier.
I am.
You can go from 0 to 100 in just a few short seconds.
Well, that makes me sound like I'm a wailer.
No. But I'm talking about when you get emotional.
Oh, I can't hold it back.
There's no holding it back. So you're not a big crier, but when the floods come, they come.
Oh, yeah. I'm like grandmother.
So I remember you looked in the mirror, and it was immediate. It was just, and I was like, whoa, wait, what happened? And the lady, she got all, oh my goodness, and you were just like, this is terrible.
And I feel bad, and I think that maybe I would be able to do a better job at that now, and I...
Do a better job at what?
At not reacting like that, because it is just hair.
I'm not fussing at you. I think it's...
No, but I wouldn't, that's not exactly what you want to do.
Young.
Look at I'm just sweating.
You were probably 14, maybe. Would you think? Maybe you were 14?
When we moved up to...
And what was it called? It was called Country Cuttings or something, and I wanted y'all to get the whole vibe of living
Country
out in the country
living.
and this is where we get our hair cut, in this little storage building that's
a little storage
beauty shop.
Yeah. Which now I think I've seen some, they're so cute, and I think you go for it, girl. I mean,
and I wanted to support a local business.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like the thing to do. But that was the only time
and that's probably from there on. I just said,
I
don't
need-
cut off a lot. I just want.
Are you about through?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna start taking mine down.
I probably kept it long for. I don't like my hair above my shoulders. I mean, I know it kind of is with it curled, but as long as I can braid my hair, put it into a ponytail, I'm good.
Well,
And
you always do good on your hair.
I do like to have. I love messy hair.
So ideally, when you roll your hair after you get them out, mine are usually cool. They're usually cold because I leave them in while I do other things around the house. But usually you just kind of let them cool so they're not. And I'm looking in the mirror, y'all, over here.
I know
And so then I just kind of do this.
This is a little bit curlier than I typically do it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I like it though, and I'm impressed that it didn't take you very long.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Well, and also I don't have as much hair as I want to have.
Oh, because
So I'm sure it
there's
was
not as much to twirl. All right, so I'd do that, and then I would get a mirror and look at the back, because I've had some bad back. You know how the back of your head can look really funky sometimes.
I think it looks fun.
But anyway, that's what I do, and then I put a little spray on it, and I'm ready to go. That's my hair thing. So do y'all use hot rollers, or do you use a wand, or a curling iron, or a flattener, a straightener?
Flattener.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff.
I wish I had curly hair, and so often I wish I had a perm. Not for like super curly, but just for
I gave
some.
you a perm. You had a perm one time.
If I can find the picture, I'll insert.
You need to insert that.
Yeah. Because I looked like a 5-year-old grandma. I don't even know how old I was in the picture, but I looked like I went with my grandmother to the beauty parlor, and I'm talking about when I had like long hair to give some curl to it.
Oh, that picture.
Not when I had short hair.
But I just thought it fit your bubbly personality, and I thought it'd just be a little bubbly hair too. Oh my!
It's terrible.
I think that's just a rite of passage. I think everybody has to have a bad perm at one time or another. It just makes you. It just helps you be a woman. I think.
So on the next video, I'll give Hattie a perm. We'll do an
No,
at-home perm.
Let's don't do that.
She has at least long enough hair where it probably wouldn't be as.
My years of perms were not attractive years for me. They always made my hair darker, and it was like more of a helmet situation.
Like frizzy. And now we also have a lot of products readily available to us.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
Whatever hairdo you choose, we hope it's right for you and pleasing to yourself.
Yeah, and play around. Don't be afraid of a wand. You may love it. It doesn't have to be this curly.
Don't be afraid to just keep doing what you're doing and hoping that you're going to look like Farrah Fawcett. I don't really want to look like Farrah Fawcett. She's dead. Rest her soul in peace and all that. But it was quite the generation. The 70s were pretty cool, I must say. So until next time, I wish I'd have thought of something really clever to say about hair. The Bible says something about hair. It's your crowning glory.
Yeah.
And I think there's a verse, something about your gray hair.
Oh, yeah. It's like a sign of wisdom or something. Yeah. But everyone covers that.
And gray is so...
Except for me.
No, gray is in. I've seen some pretty gray hair on some women. It's just striking. Very striking.
Linda Nelson
has pretty hair.
Beautiful. I've loved it for years.
Yeah.
I think when she was one of my teachers, my Connect group teachers,
very
beautiful.
Very striking.
Yeah.
So we need to tell Linda we talked about her in our video. She's a good soul.
Good
All
soul.
right. All right, y'all. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye. Set that off to the side.
Are you getting close to being finished?
Burning up.
Well, I don't have anything to fan you with. And that's another thing. I don't want to be like all,
I know, and I do that a lot.
I want to have good posture.
Well, one of the things I want to buy and do a review on is a back posture thing.
Oh,
I do, because I mean, this is before YouTube. I've been thinking I've got to get my posture under control, or I'm going to be a little old lady who just...
oh, and everybody gets to see my double chin.
This was your idea.
I know. I should have thought that through a little better.